Okay, so time for another one of my periodic updates in terms of how level training and everything else is going. So this last week has been a bit of a fun week. I've got a bit of tired legs this morning as well. So the last time I did an update, I was probably doing some training for something. Oh, it was nice weather. It was, and it's continued to be nice weather. So it's been nice, hot and sunny. So this last week, what I did was I had a very nice, enjoyable weekend. So it was nice, but the weather's been nice in the garden and all the rest of it. So Monday morning was go out and have a really good thrash. Took out the Concorde, had great fun. It's always good fun to ride that bike. Um, then kind of like because this week has actually had a bit of a different program to the week as well, which has been nice. I didn't ride Tuesday at all, which meant that I actually had a bit of a rest day, and kind of like a taper day, because on Wednesday, myself and 8 others did a charity ride for Alzheimer's Research UK, along with Macmillan Cancer Support and Rainbows, which is a hospice in Loughborough. I'll put a link to a Good Just Giving page. And if you work in the same place that I work, go onto the company pages, do all the match funding and all the rest of it. It's worth doing it. Made over £1,000 so far, I think, on the Just Giving page for those charities, which is fantastic. So in exchange for raising cash for charities, we cycled out to Skegness, which has been fantastic. So the process which I did was I helped support in terms of being one of the back markers and the on-road support. I helped also with the design of the route to get from Loughborough out to Skegness. And then some of the help with one or two bits of the organisation, like the risk assessments and so on, and parts of my experience of being on the road. So, set off Wednesday morning. I left here, took the Enigma all kitted up and all the rest of it. Went down to Loughborough, which is the first 30k. Joined the rest of that crew. Did all the corporate photos and the Thermo Fisher Scientific jerseys and the Macmillan Cancer Research jerseys. Then headed out across the flats of Leicestershire, across into Lincolnshire, and all the way across to Skegness. Because it was quite a mixed ability group, we rode comfortably, stopped for coffees, stopped for cakes, all the rest of it. We could chat, we could share. Weather was good as well. After the heat of last Monday, which was really hot, to actually have it on the Wednesday when it was a bit cooler, it was actually really quite refreshing. So that was good. There was a bit of light rain as well, which helped kind of like spritz a little bit to keep the heat off. And then, as we rolled across the flats, there was mixed abilities. So I did a couple of years ago. I had a fantastic time riding with a fella called Nev Llewellyn, who was one of our workers. Unfortunately, he died a couple of years ago, but riding with his spirit of just ride and enjoy, just chat to people and support others, it was great. Got to the end when we got to Skegness, early evening, fish and chips on the beach as usual, all the rest of that kind of stuff. No Jaeger bomb slushies, but maybe sometime I'll do that if I dare. Before I start to turn around and then head off back to back to Nottingham, picking up a load of Valley View squares along the way. There was the opportunity to do some wiggly routes and then pick off squares that I wouldn't normally go to. So I did that. There's a few which tactically I'll get on future rides. So I avoided those ones, knowing that I'll get ones that I can't get. The stretch which went from Skegness back to Lincoln, there was very little in terms of support on the route. No shops, nothing like that at all. So by the time I got to Lincoln, pretty hungry, needed more food, needed more drink. McDonald's chocolate milkshake, the evil clown, that hit the spot. But by then, fairly tired, kind of been a long day. Then realised that with it being so quiet at that time of night, I had a choice of either country lanes, and some of them have been resurfaced, there was gravel everywhere, or I could jump on the A47 and drag all the way along the dual carriageway, which option I took. So kind of like nipped off a bit more of the Foss Road, straight drag race all the way back down to Newark. Got to Newark, additional chocolate milkshakes, and then headed back to Nottingham. Got back at Nottingham, it was getting about dawn, and realising that I was supposed to be having sleep and then at my work from home office desk straight after. So I thought, actually, I'll take the morning off, I'll catch up with some sleep. So I rearranged calls and did it that way. That was fantastic. I kind of feel very fatigued. I think it was about 10,000 calories. I certainly didn't consume 10,000 calories. Managed it the best that I could, but certainly went into debt. Ate back pizzas for breakfast. And then this morning, being Friday, Thursday I didn't ride. I was going to do a Thursday dinner recovery, but I thought it was slightly pointless. So this morning I did the recovery ride this morning for an hour. Certainly got a lot of fatigue and a lot of stress in the legs. It was nice to do it, but yeah, there's work that needs to be done. So that brings us up to where I am at the moment. Next phase I've got is standard week, so I should then start to get a performance boost from what I did recently. That should help me. Everything else is looking positive. I've got some components which have arrived for upgrading the Enigma to make it ready for London Edinburgh London. I need to have the bravery to fit some of those parts. And then at some point I've got a 600k ride that I want to fit in, but Lel is only 5 weeks away. It's not far at all now. Looking forward to it. Everything feels prepared. I think that it's getting there. It's my cassettes, I think that's my concern, but I think the rest of it I'm feeling pretty good. There were also some food choices that I've kind of like thought about as well. There were some samples of some room stuff that we had from the end of the Fellsman. I've missed that on Wednesday night. I could have done with some of that, but you live and you learn. So I'll see if I can get some more of that for the 600 particularly, because I'm not going to carry a whole suitcase of the stuff when I do London Edinburgh London. Other bits and pieces, one thing which I am quite chuffed about, well, a few maintenance bits. One is mountain bike has finally been fixed after a bit that had been on back order for ages arrived. So hopefully I can have a bit of a cruise on that. The little blue bike, that's I managed to do some of the things like the bearings, which hadn't been done for ages. And I did give it a little ride up and down the road, and kind of looking forward to having a bit of a play with that one. More to come on that one. So that's what I've been up to. Next phase, standard week, ride, then prepare for a 600, then standard, and then it will be London, Edinburgh, London. All looking good. I'll see if I can drop some graphics and stuff into this video, or it'll get published without, because there's a million other things going on. There you go.